All right, guys, this is Jared from Triple D Cabins today. We got an update. This will be video number 10. It is Saturday, April 15th, 2023. We're here at the cabin site. Lots happened this week. We've had some really good weather, and the guys have been here just about every day. Today's, I think, the first day they haven't been here all week. But we are getting one step closer each day for these cabins. So turn you around, we'll show you what we have new for today. So this is cabin site number 1, and the conduit's all in. 2-inch conduit is all in. The electric wire is all run up here to cabin number 1. The water and the sewer are done. The sewer goes right underground right here. So each cabin's going to get 4 wires run to it. 3 wires for the electric and 1 is a ground wire. We got that all put into conduit for this cabin. We actually have the electric, the water, and the sewer run to all the cabins except for cabin number 3. Cabin number 3 does not have the electric run yet, but everything else is in. So we're looking at doing that. We gotta get the wire for number 3. We ran out of wire, and I think that wire's going to be in on Monday morning. So this is number 2. Number 2 is completely done as well. It's all formed up. Number 1 is the only one that's not formed up for concrete. Number 2 is completely ready for the concrete to be poured. The wires run, the water's hooked up, the sewer pipe's there. Looking pretty good. So what we're going to do is we changed our electric a little bit. We moved the 4x4s, put a couple deck boards up there, got those 4x4s plumbed and measured off to be about 8 feet apart. The idea is for that to become some sort of shed and be the hub for the electric and also be a hub for the internet. We're probably going to put water in there. Just because that gives us a couple options. We could add the diaphragm tank in there to get more water capacity if we need it. A couple of different things that we could do with the shed, but also a place to store tools and things like that. So that's what we have for now. The electric line there is run in. That's from the road. That's where the pole is going to be, out there at the road. The 3-inch conduit is actually there for the electric service to come in. That right there, that spool of wire right there, that is the wire that's going to run from the pole to our panel. We have to get a meter base and a panel. We ordered them. They're supposed to be in a couple days. We get those and we can mount them and start hooking up the wire to each cabin. Okay. So the other thing that has been done, which is a pretty good accomplishment, is you do not see any EcoFlow tanks sitting here. So the EcoFlow tanks have been moved and they actually are installed. And we're going to take a little walk down here. Here's number 3 is all ready to go, except for the wire. Okay, the ground wires run, but the other 3 wires are not. And number 4 needs to have the gravel put in to level up the pad for pouring, but it does have everything else is done. So the EcoFlows are installed, and we're getting one step closer to getting the septic all ready to go. So the gravel bed, I believe, is almost ready. I think that it is all, you can see it's all been glued together. It's all been laid out. I think that it is ready to go, except for the hookup from the EcoFlow. So the 2 concrete tanks, there's the 1 concrete tank, that's the upright from that. The 2 concrete tanks are going to come together, what they call a distribution box. And basically it's just a manifold. And then that manifold is going to feed into the EcoFlows. And the EcoFlows are plumbed together on the bottom. They're actually plumbed together with a 4-inch PVC pipe. So inside these lids are the coco leaves, which filter your gray water from your septic system. And then it's going to pump it out this fitting right here. That fitting right there. It's going to be a pump hook. There's a pump inside there. It's going to pump it out and into the gravel bed and distributes the water out there so that the water end up coming out on the ground. Into the ground would be clean. Okay. So these two tanks work together. We had to have two tanks because of the capacity for having 4 cabin units, and it's all figured out by gray water, yada yada. A lot of it has to do with dishwashers and clothes washers and things like that we don't have, but you have to play by the rules that are in place for our septic system. So these guys are all in. They're hooked up together. They just have to have the electric hooked up to this one with right here, which would be the pump is in there, and the inlet line has to be run into the back, which is where that red cap is right there, and that has to go over here, and somehow they have to run the line from the concrete tank over there and the concrete tank that's up there have to hook right up here somewhere together into the distribution box and then feed into the EcoFlows. So quite a lot has been done. This dirt right here that the EcoFlows are buried in is actually fill that I got from the township. I've been stockpiling it for quite a while. It's actually fill that I got from the township, and from them cleaning out the ditches and whatnot. It looks like it's really good stuff. It looks like it worked really well to bury these. We didn't want to put a whole bunch of rocks in on these EcoFlows or around the EcoFlows. So they hauled this in. It's a lot finer stuff. It looks like it's going to work really well. So that is the cabin update for the work that's been done. Now the other update that we have is we actually received a call the other day from Lancaster Log Cabins, and we were given a build date of May 9th for the first cabin, and that puts us at a delivery of May 22nd. So we're looking at about 5 weeks from now having a cabin delivered on site, and we are going to try to have everything ready. I mean, that's the goal. We have to have the septic hooked up and tested. We have to have the electric hooked up, inspected, and run to all the sites. The pads all be poured, and cabins arrive. I mean, it should be, literally, it makes it sound easy, but back them into place, hook up the water to them, hook the electric up to them, hook the septic up to them, and they're ready to rent. Now, we do have skirting and things like that to do around them, and stairs, and some sort of small porch to do, but they will be hopefully ready to be rented within a few days. And May 22nd is actually the last Monday for me, last Monday of school. We get out of school on the 26th, I think, that Friday. So it was really good timing. And, you know, the skirting does not have to be done for the cabins to be rentable. That's the goal. You know, there's a little bit of figuring there. I mean, we don't know exactly once we get them in here and get them jacked up so that they're off the wheels and get them jacked up. We're going to have to figure out, you know, how tall the skirting has to be and order the lumber, do all that to get the skirting cut and put in place. So, you know, that could be a few days to do that. But we are pretty excited. Triple D cabins coming summer of 2023. Like and subscribe this video and stay tuned for more updates. Have a great day.